The time is 10 a.m. and this is WKYT Midmorning. We have some new details emerging now from the tragic attack in Orlando.
Lexington responds to the massacre with a rally for peace.
And an overnight fire forces the evacuation of an entire Lexington apartment complex.
This is WKYT Midmorning.
Welcome into Midmorning. It is Monday, June 13th. We're glad you're with us. Bill Bryant here with Barbara Bailey.
Glad you're along, and I can tell you that humidity was getting to me over the weekend. What about you?
It was oppressive, you know. Yeah.
Oppressive. That's the best word for it.
I actually got out and ran in that. Yeah,
Are you crazy?
Probably, but
well,
that's beside the point. Let's check in with Micah right now, who's tracking a better day today.
Are you crazy? I like that. Because, I mean, seriously, running out in that stuff was not fun. I mean, it was very warm, very humid. You're not going to get that today. I'm looking on dew points here on my computer. You can't see them right now, but I would just want to point these out. We're at 48 with the dew point here in Lexington. Go down toward Wayne County, we're at 71 for a dew point. It is a big shot at drier air moving on in. It feels great central northern zones. Temperatures look the same for everybody, but the feeling is totally different from north to south. I'm going to show you how far it moves south. When the rain moves back in, I'll have that coming up in just about 10 minutes.
All right, thank you. And leading our news, of course, this very tough story. The investigation into the worst mass shooting in U.S. history intensifies this morning. At least 50 people are confirmed dead, dozens more injured after a gunman opened fire inside a popular gay nightclub in Orlando, Florida early yesterday.
Now, many friends and family members of those inside the club are still waiting for word on the fate of their loved ones as we learn more about the shooter. Kenneth Craig has the latest now from Orlando.
One by one, the bodies of the victims were hauled away from the Pulse nightclub Sunday night. Earlier, anxious family members sobbed as they learned the fate of their loved ones. Police say 29-year-old Omar Mateen, armed with an AR-15 semi-automatic assault rifle and a handgun, opened fire in the crowded gay club around 2 Sunday morning.
Officers made entry while the suspect was shooting, engaged in another gun battle with the suspect, forced him to stop shooting and retreat to the bathroom where we believe he had several hostages.
Clubgoer Sean Royster escaped amid the chaos.
They were like dragging bodies, people that were wounded, just to get them out of the way. Yeah, probably the worst feeling I've ever felt in my entire life.
The FBI is investigating the incident as an act of terrorism after Mateen went into a club bathroom and called 911 to pledge his allegiance to ISIS before he started shooting.
The FBI first became aware of Mateen in 2013 when he made inflammatory comments to coworkers alleging possible terrorist ties.
The FBI looked at him again in 2014 to investigate potential ties to an American suicide bomber in Syria. The agency says it closed both investigations because Mateen didn't pose a threat at the time.
The Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms says Mateen legally bought the guns used in Sunday's massacre. Authorities will release the names of more victims today. Kenneth Craig, CBS News, Orlando.
Now, investigators say they found a third gun in the shooter's car. American Muslim leaders are condemning the attack. Mateen's employer, G4X, where he worked as a security guard since 2007, says it is cooperating with the investigation.
Hundreds gathered at Triangle Park last night to mourn the 50 lives lost. Community members also showed support for the LGBTQ community in Lexington and across the nation. City officials, including Mayor Jim Gray, spoke to the crowd and offered some words of hope during this tragic time.
For we know, yes, we all know, that freedom and justice and liberty will always prevail over hate and bigotry and prejudice.
St. Mark Catholic Church in Richmond will be holding a special Mass later this evening to honor the Orlando shooting victims. That Mass will begin at 6 o'clock at the church on Main Street. The church says anyone who would like to keep showing support is welcome to attend.
The FBI is investigating an Indiana man who was arrested at a gay pride parade in Santa Monica, California. Police say when they searched his car, they found 3 assault rifles and chemicals used to make explosives. The arrest happened a few hours after the mass shooting in Orlando.
Other news, we have some new information in about an overnight shooting in Lexington. The victim was shot in a parking lot on Cambridge Drive. He is recovering now at UK Hospital. That's where he told the police that he knows the shooter but does not know his name. He says that man punched him in the face before shooting him in the leg. Police are still looking for the gunman. They say that the person was wearing all black with a mask covering his face. Residents of a Lexington apartment complex have been forced from their homes by an overnight fire. Crews were able to contain the fire quickly, but they're still not sure how it all happened. Lexington firefighters say when they arrived at the Dalton Court Apartments, they saw smoke coming out of a vent. They tell us the fire started in the attic of that apartment building. Firefighters vacuumed out most of the insulation to make sure the fire doesn't restart. As a result, everyone living in the building has been evacuated. Firefighters responded earlier this morning to a gas leak near downtown Lexington.
Construction crews working near the corner of Cross and Pine Streets accidentally clipped a gas line. A call went out immediately to the fire department. Crews quickly turned off the gas in an area that houses an all-tech brewing facility as well as several homes. About a dozen employees and residents were evacuated. Columbia Gas says it's not certain when the service in that area will be restored. The trial for a high-profile Lexington murder case will resume this morning. Mark Taylor faces murder and kidnapping charges for the 2013 death of Alex Johnson. Johnson's body was found stuffed in a barrel on the Kentucky River. The jury heard testimony from Johnson's mother and girlfriend last week. Timothy Ballard also took the stand and testified against Taylor as part of a plea deal. UK basketball coach John Calipari has not yet issued any comment on the alcohol arrest of one of his players. Senior forward Derek Willis was arrested Saturday night in Boone County on a charge of public intoxication. Willis, who turns 21 next week, was released on a $50 bond paid by his mother. A UK athletics spokeswoman said the school is still gathering information and will hold any further comment until it's deemed necessary.
Some business news we're closely watching today. Apple kicking off its annual developers conference in San Francisco this morning after its first quarterly revenue drop in more than a decade. Apple is expected to announce that Siri, its virtual assistant, will be open to outside developers. And there will be some changes to Apple Music in the future, it appears. The hip-hop musical Hamilton took top honors at last night's Tony Awards, winning Best Musical. The show raked in 11 trophies, including one for Best Leading Actor in a Musical. That went to Leslie Odom Jr., who played Aaron Burr. Also, Cynthia Erivo won Best Leading Actress in a Musical for The Color Purple, while The Humans took the trophy for Best Play. In response to the Orlando shooting, the Hamilton cast did not use muskets in its performance. Instead, the actors pretended to use muskets.
You've heard of credit card debt and student loan debt, but what about cookie debt? That's the term given to those who don't pay Girl Scouts for the popular cookies they purchased. It's a growing problem for Scout troops in northern Illinois. Officials there say the current cookie debt for 15,000 Girl Scouts for 16 northern Illinois counties totals about $20,000. Girl Scout officials say troop members are now barred from selling cookies until all their debt is settled.
All right.
Who would think?
Right.
Well, the Lexington Fire Department is working towards a world championship.
In the heat, certainly over this last weekend. They competed in their annual Firefighter Combat Challenge. Every year, they host the event for firefighters all across the region. They test their strength and endurance with different challenges like climbing a 5-story tower while carrying a life-size training dummy. The World Challenge will be held in Montgomery, Alabama, and that's coming up in October. So we'll see how they do.
And you said it in the heat, but that's how they always work.
Well, that's
too.
right. And
we should appreciate that always.
Never know the conditions they're going to face, right?
That's right. Well, coming up, a fun way to beat the summer heat for kids of all ages.
And a preview of a new series from CBS. It seems to cross zombies with politicians.
We're sitting there at 76 in Lexington, 75 in Somerset. That sounds the same, but the humidity is dropped big time here in Lexington. I'm going to talk about that and show you how long this is going to last and even some storms in the forecast. It's coming up next.
Now, your zone-by-zone forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
It is a good look outside, mostly sunny skies, all looks well. I don't see any problems the rest of the afternoon, and this is the day that you want to get out and about with the kiddos. If you're there at home with the kids, just know walking around the neighborhood, you'll have no problem. Grilling out later on this afternoon, no problem there either. These temperatures really don't feel all that bad, but let me tell you this. It's a totally different feel as we're working across the region. We're at 76 now in Lexington, 75 in Somerset. I talked about that before break. But look at the difference. 44 degrees there in Lexington. Now, this is for your dew point, okay? This is the measure of moisture in the air. We don't talk about it much, but when you have big differences like this, it's just showing you that central, northern zones and back toward the east, you work your way down toward Jackson, West Liberty. Obviously, there's a front right through here, and we just can't push it all the way through, not just yet. Somerset at 63, it's still pretty sticky down toward Lake Cumberland, but you get into Lexington, you get northbound, eastbound, and things are looking just fine. Hour-by-hour forecast, we're at 85 degrees later on this afternoon. And like I said, it's a totally different feeling outside than what we felt this weekend. This weekend was really hot, really humid. Not only did we have 90-plus degrees, but we had that humidity way up. So 85, you're dropping your temperatures, and 85 is a little deceiving because when you drop that humidity, that's really the key this time of year. Off toward the afternoon and evening, if you're heading out to the ball fields, all looks fine. Go overnight and into tomorrow morning, starting off in the upper 50s, lower 60s. We will take that. So really nice start to your work week. However, that does change tomorrow and off into your Wednesday. These 2 days, Tuesday and Wednesday, tomorrow's more of your 40% chance of rain, few rumbles of thunder out and about. I would say Wednesday is your better chance, though. Both of those days you can look for heavy downpours. But Wednesday is your best chance of rain at about 60, 70%. And not only that, but you're also talking about the severe threat. Now, it's not a great threat, and it's definitely no outbreak type of situation. But you'll get these storms moving on in, and a couple of those could become severe. After that front moves through Thursday, late Thursday, we're going to be seeing a really nice Friday into your weekend. You can see that on your 7-day forecast. And your 7-day forecast is going to be very nice as we travel off towards your Friday into your weekend. Guys, we're at 85 today. Like I said, less humidity, but that humidity comes back Tuesday and Wednesday with those storms in the forecast. This is definitely something to watch the next 48 to 72 hours. Is that Wednesday with that severe threat.
All right, and we will.
Possible storms. All right, we'll watch. And then there's this.
While it seems we just jumped right into scorching summer heat, some kids, even some adults, found a way to slide back into some cooler temps.
And they came out to Slide the City, the big event there in North Carolina over the weekend. They bought trips down a giant 1,000-foot vinyl slide in downtown Raleigh. The slide moves from city to city during the summer. We checked, and it won't be making a stop here in Lexington. It is going to be up the road in Cincinnati, and that will be coming up this Saturday, June 18th. So if you want to go on it. They sold some tickets here, remember?
Yeah, they tried to do it.
In Lexington, it didn't quite sell as many as they thought, and they said maybe someday.
Well, maybe when people see how much fun it is, and it does look like fun, maybe next year.
At least
Who knows?
refreshing, right? Yeah.
That's right. Well, Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart team up to save the world. Also, a family learns there may be a killer in the house.
And what's eating the brains of lawmakers? Daniel Nottingham with the answers in your Eye on Entertainment.
Have you noticed something weird?
Mary Elizabeth Winstead stars as a member of a political family dynasty in the new CBS series Brain Dead. She plays Lauren, a Capitol Hill staffer who finds that not only has the government stopped working, but that bugs are eating away at the brains of lawmakers.
When I read it, I was just kind of blown away that they could make this completely bizarre, absurd concept work in such an interesting way that parallels, you know, current politics so directly.
Brain Dead premieres tonight on CBS.
He's beat his demons.
Virginia Madsen stars as the matriarch of a troubled family in the series American Gothic. The family learns that one of their own may be a serial killer. Madsen says the family dynamics are as fun as the murder mystery.
Every time an affair or a betrayal or something emerges in the family, the way that the characters work to shut it down or use it to their advantage.
American Gothic premieres next Wednesday. And Dwayne Johnson plays a high school geek turned CIA agent who recruits his friend Kevin Hart on a mission in Central Intelligence. Johnson says they're a great team.
That was something I thought that was really cool, and I thought that if we did it and we did it right, we got a shot at making a lot of people laugh.
Central Intelligence opens Friday. And that's your Eye on Entertainment. Danielle Nottingham, CBS News, Los Angeles.
And keep it right here. This is a cast worth seeing.
How you can catch Big Fish, the musical, this week in Frankfurt. Next on WKYT. Tuesday night's Mega Millions jackpot is $239 million, and Wednesday night's Powerball jackpot is $153 million.
Welcome back in. It's mid-morning on WKYT. Witches, giants, mermaids, and more. They all come to life on stage in Big Fish, the musical that is going on in Frankfurt this week.
We're joined by Nadine Johnson and Chris Miller with the Bluegrass Theater Guild to learn more about it. Welcome. Glad to have you in today.
Nice to be here.
How much fun.
What is Big Fish, the musical, really all about? What's the storyline?
Well, at the risk of oversimplifying it, and I also don't want to give too much information out, it's basically the story of a father and son coming to terms with each other after many years, and the father is played by this gentleman, Chris Miller. And it's also a love story between this man, Edward, and his wife, Sandra.
So a lot of different little areas like that. Chris, describe the character of Edward. What's he like?
Edward is a unique man. He is a man that loves to tell stories. He always has a story for everything, but his stories are far from ordinary. Everything is bigger than life with him, and fantastic and great. I love Edward because it really is at its heart. It's a story about a father and son, and about that connection and that love. And as a husband and father myself, that is very special to me, and so it's been a thrill to play.
And Father's Day coming up too.
And Father's Day coming up.
Wouldn't
Our
that be
final
nice?
show is on Father's Day. Actually.
That makes a nice one.
What's it been like to rehearse and get ready for this production?
Well, everything's been very relaxed up until this week. This is our what we call our tech week, and we're getting down to the wire. But there's also an excitement that's building, which is you're going on, and this is gonna come to fruition. So there's a lot of excitement in the air right now.
And so the dates are June 16th through the 19th. Tickets still available?
Yes, you can. You can call 502-223-PLAY for ticket information. You can also visit their website, which is www.bluegrasstheaterguild.com.
Wonderful.
There's still some tickets, and it's general admission. So
at Western Hills High School over
Western
in Frankfurt.
Hills.
That's great.
That's
All right. Well, sounds good, and I'm sure folks will enjoy seeing it, and you're enjoying performing it.
We're loving it.
It's great. Thanks for coming.
Thank you so much.
And we'll be right back.
Just into our WKYT newsroom, we've learned that one person was killed in an early morning fire in Knott County.
Now, it started this morning along Highway 899 in Pippa Passes near Alice Lloyd College. The Sheriff's Department confirmed the death, but details about the victim and how the fire started have not been released.
We'll update this for you, of course, on our noon news coming up in a bit.
Changing to the kitchen, here we go. It's called engagement chicken because back in the day, they said it was so good that when a young lady made it for her boyfriend, he would ask her to marry him.
Just no doubt about it, huh? Times certainly have changed since then, but it's still a great dish from the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
Here in the Test Kitchen, we love when recipes have quirky stories behind them. As a matter of fact, the chicken we're making today is said to be so good that when a young lady makes it for her boyfriend, he's often so impressed with it, he'll propose. Now, we can't guarantee those results every time, but we can assure you that it's downright tasty. So let me show you how easy this goes together. All we do is place a whole roasting chicken in a pan and slather it with olive oil mixed with a few seasonings. After it's coated, we stuff it with a few sprigs of fresh rosemary and some lemon. Then, to make sure it's packed with lots of flavor, we squeeze fresh lemon juice all over it and finish it with a splash of white wine. Then all we have to do is pop it in the oven for about an hour and a half until the outside is crispy and the juices run clear. And when you serve this garnished with even more rosemary and a few roasted potatoes, you can bet everyone's gonna fall in love. So here's what I suggest. Go online and get the recipe for our engagement chicken. And after you make this, just maybe that someone special will pop the question before dessert. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, hoping you find this as engaging as we did. And if you do, we bet there will be lots of, ooh, it's so good.
Was he eating the chicken or something else?
I mean, that chicken looked good.
It did look good. I'll give you
Really
that.
good.
Supposed to be, so.
Yeah, no kidding. Okay, so here's the good news about the weather today. Yes, it's 85, but that is deceiving because the humidity has dropped big time, especially for central, northern, and eastern zones. Down toward Lake Cumberland is still pretty sticky because that front has not pushed through all the way just yet. But we hit the afternoon 85. Like I said, it's a nice one. Tuesday, a few storms move in. It's really Wednesday, guys, that we're going to be watching for. Not just storms moving in, but that is the possibility. That's the day that you have a chance at maybe a few severe cells. So that's something to watch close. We'll talk about that coming up at noon.
And of course, we'll have the very latest from Orlando as well as some local angles that we're working coming up on WKYT News at noon.
Your news always on at WKYT.com. Have a great day.